Hello, this is Nemesis and welcome to another video review. This is the Transformers Masterpiece MP-39 Sunstreaker, the Lamborghini Countach LP500S, or at least according to the box and whatnot. And there he is, bright and yellow and everything. And of course, we got the box to look at. And yep, it's a typical Masterpiece box. We got the big old Lamborghini badge, the car, the robot, long life design. In fact, the car told me, a bunch of Japanese. On this side, you have the Lamborghini Countach. On this side, you have, hey, look, Sunstreaker in a nice pose. On the bottom, you have a whole bunch of Japanese and a little holographic, seal of authenticity or whatever for Lamborghini. On the top, you just have Transformers Masterpiece. And on the back, you have a whole bunch of, well, photos and whatnot of the robot, including the accessories, and I guess a description, which, again, I can't read because I don't know Japanese at all, but that's the box. And in the box with this car, of course, you got, well, the card. Nice artwork, by the way. Very nice. Let's see if I can. Yep. Nice artwork. In the back, of course, you got a whole bunch of Japanese tech specs, which, of course, I can't read because I don't know Japanese. You got one of these. These are going to every single Transformer. It's just a little survey thing, link or something. And, of course, the instructions. The little instructions. Thing about these instructions, my problem with them, it's nice full color stuff, but the problem is the instructions themselves are very small. The individual steps and whatnot are printed in very tiny. It's really annoying and kind of difficult to see what you're supposed to do sometimes. And there's a couple of times when I was transforming it the first time, I kind of made a mistake because I couldn't see what the heck the instructions were trying to tell me. But that's really the only flaw, I think. Big flaw, anyway, with this figure. Or not the figure itself, but just the instructions. But, yeah. This is, you can see, a nice golden yellow Lamborghini Countach LP500S, as they say, although dispute about being the actual model or whatever, but yeah, it's a beautiful thing. The paint matches, on the translucent, all the paint matches and stuff. You got chromed back here. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of chrome. You can see the fingerprints and stuff on it, but mine is not scratched up or anything yet. There's a little hairline thing there, but I believe that's from the factory. Mine has not scratched or flaked or anything so far. Got plastic wheels, not rubber ones. I know that irritates some people, but I don't mind because I've had bad experiences with the rubber wheels cracking and falling off. So I prefer them plastic personally. But yeah, it's, nice little Autobot logo there and everything. It is a gorgeous little car mode and it rolls very well. Clearance and everything. It's very, very close, but there's clearance. It'll roll. Even have the back and everything. Kind of a mess right there, but yeah, it's Sunstreaker's Lamborghini mode, and it looks great. One of the things you can do, of course, is take his gun, big gun. There's a hole right there. Just plug it in. There you go. It's attack mode. Where you want to? But yeah, attack mode. I guess you want to do that. Other things you can do, actually, what's really cool is that you can open the doors, both sides open up, just like Lamborghini doors do. You can open the hood. There's nothing in there really except, well, a hinge and a little bit, but you can open the hood and the headlights can pop up. And what you do to do that is there's these little buttons on the bottom. You push those up and it pops the headlights up. It's actually pretty neat. So it can do all that, like a real car. It's also cool, it's something that it did in the cartoon once, which is you can split the spoiler and take that gun out, and there he is, the little gun right there to fire from the spoiler, and that's kind of neat. It's just one of those little things they put in. There's always that one scene in one episode and then they always have to emulate it somehow in the Masterpiece. But yeah, that's all the cool stuff you can do in vehicle mode. Getting the doors closed can be a little bit of pain because the tabs like to hook on the wrong spot and not close properly sometimes. There you go. Especially when you're behind a camera. Yeah, looks great. And I guess you should compare it to some other vehicles. of the Masterpiece line. For one, there's his brother, Sideswipe. This is the original release. This is not the recent adjusted release with the new colors and stuff. This is the original, warts and all. And, well, here's a Bad Cube's interpretation of Sunstreaker, Sunsurge, just to compare them. Yeah, they're all roughly the same size in vehicle mode. You can see that. I believe Sunstreaker is just a hair longer. Yeah. Sunstreaker's a hair longer, but he's kind of supposed to be like this. There's a reason for that. I think they adjusted the proportions just slightly. Yeah, you can see that right there. Sideswipe's a tiny bit wider at the front. But they made some minor adjustments, but it more or less, you know, at a glance look more or less the same. Just to look at this though, you can see Bad Cube's version looks a bit different in many ways. Slightly different, just some small differences, particularly like the hood right there. You can see this one doesn't curve inward as much as the real one. And this, by the way, the Sunsurge, I swapped out the chrome for the silver bits. But yeah, you can see just a lot of differences in how they interpreted everything, particularly in the back. Honestly, I'm going to say this. While Sunsurge has a nice alt mode and everything, Sunstreaker looks better. I think also just you can see the different shades of yellow as well. You can see the shades of yellow are slightly different. Or at least I hope you can see that. Image in person, this is more of a golden yellow than this one. This is slightly more pale, the Bad Cube version. And I'll be honest, Sunsurge was good. It's been surpassed by the official. Get these out of the way. Also, by the way, I almost forgot, it comes with little extra mirrors, just in case you lose these ones, because they can pop off, but it does come with extra ones. So just so you know. Anyway, he's actually, this Masterpiece is technically a triple changer, because, well, cool thing is, he can turn into a normal Lamborghini. I suspect that's a side effect of being able to get the license at all. But yeah, you want to open the doors, take these little back vent things and pop them off to the side. Then you can open this up. And it might be easier just to do that all the way. Oh, by the way, there's a second gun hiding out right there. I'm going to pull it out now, but yeah, it just tabs in. There's a little tiny tab on the gun that goes in there. So that's gun storage for that little gun. Put that off to the side for now. But yeah, that's pretty neat. It just hides in there pretty well. And then you can open that up. You flip this around. The hard part is getting everything kind of situated. Particularly this. You want to take these parts and flip them up right there. And you can flip this whole back section around. Might take a couple tries to get it clearance, but flip this around like so. Make sure everything like back here is lined up. Flip it around. Close it up and make sure the gun can move in such a way that accidentally catches. Yeah, flip that around like that. Oh yeah, actually, before you plug it in all the way, you want to adjust these little vents so that they're. You want to adjust them so they're just a little bit at an angle, so they match up with the rest of the car. Just a little bit, not a crazy angle. So adjust that, all that stuff, plug it all back in. And then back here, you take that part, open them up like that, and then rotate them downward. So now you got proper tail lights, and then slide the spoiler forward. That this whole section just slides forward. Then you can close this all up again, re-tab it all in, and close the doors. Again, this driver's side door does not like to close properly. Yep. And you've got a normal Lamborghini Countach. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. He can actually transform a normal Lamborghini. Just all this stuff flipping around and stuff, and it just looks like a normal Lamborghini now. I suspect, again, this was probably necessary for them to get the license from Lamborghini for this toy, because it's like, okay, here. I suspect that's the reason why they did that. But any which way, it's pretty cool it can do it in the first place. And it's really well done as well. It just looks like a normal Countach with a chrome spoiler. So that's actually pretty neat. And adjust the camera just a tiny bit more. All right, now to transform him into robot mode though. So here we go, it's a Masterpiece. So once again, you can actually leave it like this. It's actually a little bit easier to transform the robot from this mode. What you want to do first is open those doors back up, untab these vents again. What I like to do is come up to the front, untab the sides of the hood from the center, and that will untab pretty much the legs entirely from the center. Spread them out and down. Move them down. Sometimes I might be a little stubborn. Get them down. This and move this part back here for now. Back here you want to, I'm going to move the camera up now. Back here you want to move that and move that up. Just get them out of the way. The front, I like to get the legs done first so I can at least stand it up if I need to. So from here, move that out to the side. At the bottom here, I'm going to take that piece and move it around like that. There's two hinges down here. Take the wheel and on both hinges, rotate it like that, so it's now the wheel's flat against this. Then take this whole piece, move it forward, and click it back into place like that. Same on this side. Move it. Take that and move it out. Move the wheel. This one's a little easier. Then rotate this all forward and close it up. You want to take these pieces back here and move them back out of the way. Then you take this whole piece, move it out, kind of move it out like that. Then you can take the door, you fold the window in. Fold the window in like this. And then take this whole thing, collapse it back in. Collapse it in. Close it up like that. Then take this piece, rotate it down. There's a little piece right here on the inside of the leg. You rotate that down into place, and then you rotate this, and then it'll click forward. There's a little thing right here. So the little panel's right there. Click it past like there, and then the whole leg's locked in and secure. Do the same thing on this side. Move this out. Close up the window. Close it back into the leg. Like so. Rotate this down. Rotate this part down. And this is what I'd like to do is right here. At this point, this is why I'd like to put the little gun in here, because this is where I can store. There's a little tab on the side right here on the gun. You can go in that little slot here. Make sure it's facing the right way so it'll actually properly close. Now just also, when this closes, it has a bit of force behind it, so make sure you don't accidentally untab the gun when you do so. Like that, and you do that, and then hold this all down and around, and pull this in, and click it into place, and there you go, the legs are more or less done. Mostly. There's still some more to do. And what I like to do here is, up here, as soon as I move the camera up. Up here, what I like to do is kind of move this past and out like that. By the way, this windshield can actually just come off. There's no glue or anything, so don't worry. If the windshield comes off, don't panic. It's designed to come off. Move the windshield out like this, and this centerpiece right here, rotate it around like that. This folds down. That just gets this windshield out of the way for now. Move the hook out of the way. Also, this piece you want to move it a little bit forward like that. These parts right here rotate forward as well. Rotate them forward like this. Rotate forward. Rotate that forward. Then take this center piece from the hood, move it up, and it clicks into place back here. It kind of, there's a little spot right here that kind of goes into a little slot right here. Just move it up, and I know if it can feel a little scary, but you can click into place. It does click into place. It feels a little scary, like you're gonna break something. Don't worry, it won't break. Just click it into place. That's pretty much the lower half more or less done. From here, you want to do is take this back piece right here and fold it back like that, the whole thing. Including down here, you want to separate it like that. That gets it nice and out of the way. Then you can take this piece, rotate it around. Take these pieces, rotate them down. This entire piece right here. This is when I like to put the head up. Slide it up. It's actually pretty cool. Clicks into place. Then these little parts right here, there's little tabs. Rotate these tabs up right here. Rotate them up like that. Rotate this one up like this. Like that. I'm gonna redo it. Yeah, you can see that it's a little tab. You just rotate it up until it clicks into place. It's easy to miss that step. It's not a huge deal. And then you take this down. This little tab right here will go into a little notch right here. Just kind of clicks in. Make sure it's all lined up. Make sure it's all lined up and click it in. Sometimes it's a little stubborn. I don't know why. There we go, clicked in. And then there's little slots on the sides of the windows here that go over those tabs. Helps hold the whole into place. That is, if it goes in. There we go. All right. Take the arms here. Take these little shoulder things. Rotate them 180, like this on the shoulders, outward. Rotate them out. Take the arms. This little panel right here, unfold that. And fold the hand out as well. Then extend the arm. And this little bicep piece, you want to slide that in. Rotate the arm around, and then take this panel, straighten it out, and then close it up. Like that. And you can adjust the hand as you need to because, well, it's very narrow as it is. Then the same on this side. Open the panel and move the hand down. Pull the bicep out. Push it in up here. Slide it in. Rotate it. And take this panel, straighten it out, and close it back up. And adjust the hand as necessary so it looks more like a normal hand. Somewhere closer. From the front here, it's almost done, but well, we got this big old thing hanging out. So here, what you want to do is take this and rotate this entire piece around like that. Then down here, I want to straighten these pieces out like this. Collapse these little yellow things. I want to collapse them up like that. Collapse into the backpack. And you rotate these pieces. You take these vents, you rotate them inward like this as far as they'll go. Hands in the way, but yeah, you take these pieces and rotate them in like that. You do so. You also want to take the spoiler, split it in half, and then rotate them back like that. So they're both sitting like that. And you want to take this whole thing and rotate it upward. Yeah, rotate it up so everything's all collapsed in there. And you take these pieces, these back pieces. You want to actually take these back out and rotate them back out like this. Like that. And then take these pieces and collapse them in like this. And then back here, make sure everything angles up like this. Get this hook out of the way as well. Angles up. And then make sure this windshield goes between the backpack and the spoilers, like this. It was difficult to see on the instruction that you're supposed to do that, but if you don't do that, things aren't going to work. But yeah, you slide the windshield between, collapse the backpack all the way in, and then this little hook thing, you just goes over that. And you now, more or less, have Sunstreaker in his robot mode. And well, it's a gorgeous robot mode, I'm not gonna lie. I like how this looks a lot. Yeah, it's amazing. It's one of the best masterpieces I think to date, and it just looks so great as a masterpiece. And I just love how it looks. It's just got the paint job's nice. The little, this little fake window thing. I know it's fake, and people are going to freak out about it, but it looks great. I mean, there's really no way to do Sunstreaker without making a fake hood chest thing. At least not if you're going to base it on a G1 cartoon. It just looks great. The proportions are great. It's just so much about it. The paint job looks good. It just looks great. The backpack, oh yeah, he's got a backpack, but he's kind of supposed to. He's got the big old square vent things. It just looks great. Yes, I know, butt flap. This irritates some people. I don't care about it at all. The butt flap is just such a who cares thing for me. He just looks good. I also forgot one of the accessories. He comes with a little chip. Just a little chip. Itty bitty little chip. Not the super greatest paint job. I mean, his face is pretty mushy. He doesn't move at all. You can remove him from his chair, but yeah, it doesn't move at all. The wheels don't roll at all. It's a pretty, it's pretty basic, but at least it doesn't come in 5 different pieces. So it's I guess scales pretty well. But yeah, I guess you can have Sunstreaker hold him, but yeah, not much else there. But yeah, he also comes with a couple other accessories, including, of course, his gun, which we saw before. He can hold that pretty easily. Just open up his hand, and it's just like every other masterpiece. The little tab goes in the palm. Tab, palm. As long as you can line it up properly. Tab, palm. Close the hand around it, and you're good. Yeah, it's actually a pretty nice, tight fit if you don't pop it back out immediately. Yeah. Yep, he holds it pretty securely. His other gun as well. Pull that out. It's kind of cool that I have this compartment. Pull it out. Yeah, you can take the gun, this little gun, and unfold it. Fold that piece too. Bam, little tiny pistol. Hold that one too. We gotta unfold the thumb a little bit more. There we go. Yep, now he's holding 2 guns. And he's got to tell you, it's pretty great. Other accessories he comes with includes a little alien mask from Hoist Goes Hollywood. At least I think, yeah, it's Hoist Goes Hollywood. And this just clips on over, and the top is just little tabs. Just slide it over. There you go. He's got his silly alien mask, which I'll zoom in on that real quick. Yep, you can see that. Even got the little tiny pupils picked out. Little tiny pupils, but it's a silly little mask, but it looks nice. And well, whoops! When I pulled the mask off, I pulled his face off. So now you're just seeing a horrifying void. But yeah, because he's got his neutral expression there, which, well, pretty neat. It's nicely picked out eyes and everything. But he's got 2 other faces. He's got frankly, a little bit of a slightly psychotic looking smiling face, and he's got a dropped face. He's got a angry face. And it is literally just simply you tilt the head up and you tab it in, and there you go. And you go, now he's psychotically happy about something. And I know people have been complaining about the chin. I don't think it's a big deal. Again, I don't know what it is, but I feel like the way people talk about it, it's like the chin's like comes out to here or something. Like comes out to here or something. I don't know what people are complaining about really. It's not a big deal. It's just, Yeah, I know it doesn't quite match that animation, but then again, the animation doesn't ever match itself now, does it? But I don't really think the chin is a big deal, personally. Yeah, he looks great. Just to compare him real quick, again, here's his bro. Sideswipe. Yeah, we know if Sideswipe was designed today, he'd be pretty different. But it's still, I think they'd still look pretty decent together. Regardless, it's probably look a little bit better if you get the anime colors version, the 12 plus version. But still, even if you have the old Sideswipe like I do, they still look good together. I mean, Sideswipe's a little limited, but they still look great together. The brothers, the Lamborghini brothers, they look great. And just also comparison, here's Bad Cube's Sun Surge. And here's the thing, this is where you kind of see, put him up back in the back for a bit. This is kind of where you see Bad Cube's proportion problems. You can see that his chest is a lot shorter. He's got longer legs. His feet are ridiculously wide. And it's just, I'm going to say this right now, Sunstreaker, the official one, beats out Sun Surge in just about every way. The transformation's better. It looks better. The car mode's a little bit better. I like the gold coloring a little bit better. The proportions are better. It just, this was a good figure. I still like it, but the new one outclasses it in just about every way. The only thing really you can say is you get Sun Surge for a little bit cheaper. Well, sometimes a little bit cheaper depending where you look. And he comes with some more accessories than the official one. But yeah, just of course posability though. Starting off the head, the head's crazy. One, it's on a ball joint, so it can look left and right. It's also on this little hinge platform, so you can actually, well, do that. I'm gonna. Yeah, I mean, you can move it forward like that. This also, because of this, you can look, left and right a little bit bigger. You can look up and down quite a bit. I mean, you can look way up because of this hinge platform. You can look pretty far down because of this hinge platform. Tilt it slightly side to side. It works really well. Shoulders, outward. Lots of outward. Bang into itself a little bit, but these get a little get out of the way. You can get out of the way for certain things. There's another hinge right here. So you got multiple hinges. These can get out of the way. Forward, back. Butterfly. That. He's got bicep swivels. He's got a elbow that curls all the way up. I'm going to remove this gun for the sake of this part. Elbow curves all the way up. And can also go back a little bit. His hand, I mean, they rotate at the wrist. They can, they also have a joint right there, so they can move outward and inward. The thumb's on its own joint, so it can move. The fingers, they're all one single knuckle, but they can open and close pretty far. And they kind of look a little weird like this, so I don't like to open it that far. But, like that, it looks a little like an open thing. He's got a waist swivel, which is relatively unhindered. He's also got an ab crunch. It's a very slight ab crunch. It only goes about that far. See, but it only goes yay far, but it's an ab crunch. And that can also help a little bit with getting the waist freed up. It goes about this far before stuff starts banging into each other. Actually, never mind. But yeah, it goes pretty far. The waist does. It can go about this far, which is more than enough for any pose. His hips, nice and clicky, forward and back. And this hip skirt just goes with it, so no problems there. Outward, smooth friction, but look how far that is. Look at that. Kicks way up, really high kick. He's also got a thigh swivel as well, right there, just right below the hip skirt. His knees, they're not double jointed, but they have quite the curl. There's a lot of range right there. The only reason they can't go any farther, I suspect, is because of this stuff. There's no way to really move it though, but because of that stuff, you can't move any farther. And down here at the legs, at the feet, he's got ankle tilt, goes about that far, goes outward that far. It can actually go outward a little bit. forward and back motion, down that far, up that far. This guy's got a lot of posability, period. You can get some crazy poses out of him. It's pretty amazing, not gonna lie. Again, it's just, he is fantastic transformer. He is one of the best masterpieces I have ever had. Just, you can get some pretty poses. Sometimes the shoulders are a little difficult to work with, but once you can figure out the little trick, it's pretty. You can get some really nice poses out of him. Just, it's kind of crazy what you can do. That's just real basic stuff, but yeah, you can do some crazy poses with him. He's crazy posable. One of the most posable masterpieces I've ever handled, period. This came untabbed a little. It's my fault. But yeah, he's one of the most posable masterpieces I've ever had, period. Along the lines, him and, well, Masterpiece Megatron. So it's insane. I love this thing. If you are all into Masterpiece, get this guy for sure. If you're collecting Masterpiece or Sunstreaker or whatever, he is worth it. Even, I would honestly say, even at the $120, it's a little kind of scary, but I still think it's worth it there. But if you can get sub 100, definitely go for it. So anyway, that were my thoughts. Go get this. I hope you found this review entertaining or informative, and please join me next time for another video review. All right, real quick, a couple things I forgot in the rest of the video. For one, gun here. You can actually tab on the back. There's two slots. There's a tab on this side of the gun. Just tabs on right there, so you can store it. If you don't want him holding it for whatever, you can store it on the back. And two, I totally forgot this part too. Nemesis stage port for Nemesis stages. So if you really want to, you can actually, it's a snug fit. It'll stay on pretty well. And then you can do any sort of floating pose or whatever that can't stand on its own. So there you go. Those two things I forgot. But there they are. It's pretty cool still. So